that much.
I haven't watched any footage in a while, but I know what he is. I know who he is.
Leonard Ellerbe has stirred fresh controversy by openly calling out Floyd Mayweather and suggesting that his finances are not what they used to be, while at the same time the growing distance between Floyd and Gervonta-Davis continues to grab attention as longtime coach Kenny Ellis stepped in, urging Floyd to stop fueling the tension and let Tank move forward with his career, warning that this conflict stretches beyond boxing and can spill into real-life consequences, especially when pride and families are involved. And his comments came just as Davis returned to the ring with a knockout win over Frank Martin, only for Floyd to seemingly overshadow the moment by posting an old sparring clip of Davis and Devin Haney, which instantly reignited debate among fans since the footage appeared to favor Haney and hinted at a psychological edge, and many viewed the timing as intentional damage control against Tank's rising momentum. Yet despite the clip, it has done little to hurt Davis' popularity. Even though it exposed how personal and calculated the rivalry has become, and as the drama unfolded, rapper Madalari floated a wild idea on the It Is What It Is podcast suggesting Floyd and Tank should settle things in the ring for a short exhibition, believing it could squash the beef and generate massive attention, while admitting Tank would likely be the B-side due to Floyd's legendary status. And although Floyd is 47, the idea is not far-fetched considering his recent exhibitions and upcoming rematch with John Gotti III. And adding fuel to the conversation, former UFC champion Demetrius Johnson analyzed the sparring footage and broke down a moment where Davis landed a brutal angle shot that could have ended Haney if it were a real fight, showing the contrast in their styles and reinforcing Tank's danger. And the entire situation highlights how one viral video old rivalries and behind-the-scenes power plays have turned boxing politics into a spectacle, especially when you factor in Ryan Garcia, who has shared the ring with both men, losing to Davis but later handing Haney his first defeat, and even appearing ringside wearing a shirt calling himself Tank's biggest fan, which ended with laughs and mutual respect, proving that while egos clash, narratives spin, and alliances shift, the real fight is often outside the ring just as much as inside it.
That motherfucker look like he's 200 pounds. Don't look like he's 200
After his recent victory, Gervonta-Davis was asked during the post-fight press conference about his interaction with a fan inside the ring, and with a grin he admitted the exchange was about Ryan Garcia, explaining that Ryan is completely crazy for a rematch and keeps pushing the idea of fighting again at a higher weight, while Davis confidently said he would beat him again without hesitation, though a rematch seems unrealistic right now, because Garcia still has unresolved issues following the positive test from his bout with Devin Haney. And as that situation lingers, another unexpected storyline surfaced when UFC star Sean O'Malley jumped into the conversation, suggesting a creative way to deal with Davis' strict rehydration clause, which previously limited Garcia's weight gain and sparked years of debate about whether it played a role in his defeat. And speaking on The Sugar Show, O'Malley joked that Davis would probably require him to shrink in height at weigh-ins, while also boldly claiming he could knock Davis out, a statement that reignited earlier tension after Davis' win over Garcia, when O'Malley made similar remarks that were brushed off by coach Kenny Ellis, who insisted MMA fighters lack elite boxing fundamentals, comments that clearly irritated O'Malley. And beyond the fighters, a major shakeup hit the business side of boxing as Leonard Ellerbe officially stepped down as CEO of Mayweather Promotions, with Richard Schaefer stepping in, raising serious questions about whether the company can still compete with industry powerhouses like Top Rank Matchroom Boxing and Golden Boy Promotions, especially as the strained relationship between Davis and Floyd Mayweather appears to be beyond repair, with Davis openly distancing himself from Floyd while showing loyalty to Ellerby, fueling rumors that Tank's growing independence and Ellerbe's support may have influenced the split. And now fans are left questioning whether the golden era of Mayweather Promotions is fading as Davis criticizes Floyd's leadership. Jeff Mayweather echoes concerns from young fighters about limited opportunities, and the once dominant empire faces serious doubts about its future direction, influence, and credibility in a rapidly changing boxing world.
You know, I start hearing a lot of young fighters saying that, they're not getting fights, and who's to blame for that? I have no idea. But, so basically, if you're not getting work, you gotta do it. I think with the Schaefer's a good move. I mean, very experienced. He's been involved in really big fights. was involved in one of the biggest fights, and that's Floyd and De La Hoya. And he used to work with De La Hoya. So, I mean, I think that's...
Jeff Mayweather has openly expressed that he sees strong potential in teaming up with Richard Schaefer, although it remains unclear whether Leonard Ellerbe was fully supportive of bringing Schaefer into Mayweather Promotions. What stands out is that Ellerbe's departure happened at the exact moment Schaefer stepped in as CEO, which naturally raised questions about timing and internal disagreements. Yet despite concerns that losing Ellerbe could disrupt operations, Jeff remains confident that Schaefer is the right man for the job, pointing to his proven track record as former CEO of Golden Boy Promotions and highlighting his involvement in massive historic events such as Floyd Mayweather versus Oscar De La Hoya, which became one of the biggest fights in boxing history. Jeff believes that experience at the highest level combined with Schaefer's past working relationship with De La Hoya gives him the knowledge, connections, and business instincts needed to guide the company into a stronger era and potentially restore its competitive position among the top promotional powerhouses in the sport. A journalist recently dug deeper into what many are now calling the Ellerby affair, examining how Leonard Ellerbe tried to manage the growing tension between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta-Davis, and despite their occasional disagreements over the years, Ellerbe consistently praised Davis for his achievements, while Floyd continued to take subtle shots at Tank after he left Mayweather Promotions, and the situation exploded when Davis began spreading rumors that Floyd was stuck in Dubai, which sparked a heated back and forth online. And when asked about it, Jeff Mayweather admitted that Ellerbe was placed in an impossible position because friends often push you to choose sides, but Leonard stayed professional and focused on business rather than emotions. And now with Richard Schaefer stepping into a leadership role, his background has come under renewed attention as the Switzerland native started in banking before transforming Golden Boy Promotions into a powerhouse from 2000 to 2016, later launching ventures like Ringstar Sports and Probellum with mixed outcomes, though his reputation was largely built on promoting massive pay-per-view events involving Mayweather himself. And in a statement to Boxing Scene, Schaefer emphasized his long friendship with Floyd, calling him a global brand and expressing confidence that together they could expand the company both inside and outside boxing. Yet the business drama intensified when Hall of Fame insider Rick Glazer claimed that Floyd was being held in Dubai over an unpaid debt unrelated to boxing, alleging that Mayweather was working behind the scenes to resolve the matter while unable to leave the country, which aligned with earlier comments from Davis, who openly mocked Floyd online, saying he needed to pay his debts and challenged him to go live to prove otherwise. And as Floyd stayed mostly silent, he shifted his attention to criticizing fighters for chasing flashy lifestyles rather than grinding in the gym, claiming many boxers live paycheck to paycheck while focusing on image, which Davis interpreted as a direct jab and immediately fired back on Instagram, accusing Floyd of worrying about him while allegedly trapped overseas. And the feud escalated further when Floyd responded with mocking videos aimed at Tank's personality, and despite once being viewed as Mayweather heir apparent, Davis officially broke away from Mayweather Promotions in 2022 after his fight with Rolando Romero, accusing Floyd of sabotaging his career and forcing unwanted matchups. And while their public fallout continues to divide fans, some see it as a power struggle while others view it as a student surpassing the teacher and adding even more fuel. Ryan Garcia claimed the rift stemmed from personal issues involving Mayweather's daughter, a revelation that dragged family drama into an already explosive rivalry and transformed what was once a successful partnership into one of the most bitter feuds in modern boxing history.
I already knew about all that though. Once Gervonta Floyd Mayweather's daughter, and that's not even a secret. That's not something I'm exposing.
Oh wow, that's
After somebody did that to my daughter, it's
right.
like,
I thought you and Shakur had the deal that you were gonna fight after the Haiti fight, and he said you were gonna lose.
y'all not even gonna like try to respond.
Ryan Garcia's comments about the source of the ongoing conflict between Gervonta-Davis and Floyd Mayweather caught many by surprise, as he suggested the tension might be linked to rumors of a romantic connection between Davis and Mayweather's daughter. And while Garcia's claims have not been independently verified, they have ignited a wave of speculation among fans and analysts alike, prompting intense discussion about the personal dynamics behind one of boxing's most high-profile feuds and raising questions about how much of the conflict is driven by business and reputation versus private matters.
Tank Davis, it was a kid. He was a young kid, came up to me when he was a kid. Wanted an autograph. I signed his phone for him and told him, "You'll be world champion someday, and I'll be..."
Be sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one, and keep watching for more updates, analysis, and highlights from the world of boxing.